Did you know that more than 5 million people die each year from drinking contaminated water? But many aren't aware of this problem. 2.1 billion? That's the number of people who don't have access to clean water. Just because you aren't one of those 2.1 billion, it doesn't mean you shouldn't get involved. Do you know what happens when you leave trash laying around? You aren't only affecting others, but you're also destroying the environment and animals along with it. These are solutions. But everyone needs to contribute in order to keep our water healthy. Do it for our own environment. Do it for your future. Everything begins with a single step. It all starts with you taking a step forward. Make sure your faucets aren't running. Make sure that any dangerous chemicals are never known thrown either direct into sinks or toilet. Keep the use of fertilizer and pesticide at a minimum. Always pick up any trash laying around, even if it isn't yours. Think before you act. It all starts with you. Water. Today we can. Water pollution is one of the main environmental issues that we are facing, as more than 70% of Earth's surface is water covered. What causes water pollution? What are its effects? What are the possible solutions to prevent water pollution? First is, what is water pollution? Water pollution can be defined as the contamination of a stream, river, lake, ocean, or any stretch of water, depleting water quality and making it toxic to the environment and humans. There are two types of water pollution. First is the organic pollution due to microorganisms, bacteria, and viruses present in the water, generated by excrement, animals, and vegetables waste. Second is the chemical pollution generated by the nitrates and phosphates of pesticides, humans and animal drugs, household products, metals, acids, and other industries.
Water pollution causes. What are the sources of water pollution? And surprisingly, human activity is primarily responsible for water pollution, even if natural phenomena such as landslide and floods can also contribute to degrade the water quality. And also, sewage and wastewater, inadequate sewage collection and treatment are sources of water pollution. According to the United Nations, more than 80% of the worldwide wastewater goes back in the environment without being treated or reused. For example, like nasa mga panglaw nga resort. O napoy sa urbanization and deforestation. Even though it does not have a direct impact on water quality, urbanization and deforestation have a lot of indirect effect For instance, cutting down trees and concreting over large areas generates an acceleration of flows which does not give enough time for water to infiltrate and be purified by the ground. And the other is agriculture. Yes, agriculture, di ba? Agriculture has an impact on water pollution due to the use of chemicals such as fertilizer, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, or insecticides running off in the water, as well as livestock's excrement, manure, and methane, and it causes greenhouse effect. Regarding aquaculture, pollution is directly in the water as excess food and fertilizers and are causing days drop excitation. And the other is industries. Industries produce a lot of waste containing toxic chemicals and pollutants. A huge amount of industrial waste is drained in the fresh water, which then flows into canals, rivers, and eventually in the sea. Another source of water pollution is the burning of fossil fuels, causing air pollution like acid rain, which then flows to the streams, lake, and other stretches of water. And the other is marine dumping, karang maglabog-labog mga basura sa taping dagat. Everyday garbage such as plastic paper, aluminum, food, glass, or rubber are deposited in the sea. These items take weeks to the hundred of years to decompose, and thus they are major causes for water pollution. And the other is radioactive waste. Yes, radioactive waste like an nuclear plant. Among others, by power plants and uranium mining, radioactive waste can linger in the environment for thousands of years. And when these substances are released accidentally or disposed improperly, they threaten groundwater, surface water, as well as marine resources.
Environmental pollution in selected municipality of Bohol and work out practical solution. First, a drainage pipe that lead out to sea in a KFC Drive, Tagbilaran City has reportedly been pumping out the water described to be a dark and which slightly emitted foul odor. Second, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, DNR, shut down the dam site at Barangay Dampas here Wednesday after it discovered multiple violations during rigorous inspection at the site. The DNR, led by Undersecretary Bini Anteporda, found violation committee by the city government such as open dumping and negligence of leachate or excess liquid coming from the trash.
Water pollution effects on the environment. Water pollution truly harms biodiversity and aquatic ecosystems. The toxic chemicals can change the color of water and increase the amount of minerals, also known as eutrophication, which has a bad impact of life in water. Thermal pollution, defined by a rise in the temperature of water bodies, contributes to the global warming and causes serious hazard to water organisms. On human health, water pollution has very negative effects on public health. A lot of disease result from drinking or being in contact with contaminated water. Examples of these are such as diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, dysentery, or skin infection in zones where there is no available drinking water. The main risk is dehydration, obviously.
The practical solutions to water pollution of municipality of Tagbilaran City Bohol, if taken seriously, there are effective and efficient solutions to water pollution, such as installation of septic tanks instead of sewer lines, green agriculture, plastic waste management, recycling of water, wastewater, and storm water management. The septic tank is buried watertight container, usually made of concrete, fiberglass, or polyethylene. Its job is to hold wastewater long enough to allow solids to settle down to the bottom by forming sludge, while the soil and grease floats to the top as scum. Proper disposal of human waste is important to avoid pollution of water sources, avoid the negative implications of someone else finding it, minimize the possibility of spreading disease, and maximize the rate of decomposition. The beneficial use of solid waste keeps materials out of landfills and reduces the amount of raw materials used in constructions and other industries. It can also generate profits for participating organizations and reduce their disposal costs.
Water pollution prevention. How to solve water pollution? How can water pollution be prevented? Here's a list of water pollution solutions. Number 1. Wastewater treatment. Wastewater treatment consists of removing pollutants from wastewater through a physical, chemical, or biological process. The more efficient these processes are, the cleaner the water becomes. Number 2. Green agriculture. Globally, agriculture accounts for 70% of water resources, so it is essential to have climate-friendly crops, efficient irrigation that reduces the need of water, and energy-efficient food production. Green agriculture is also crucial to limit the chemicals that enter the water. Number 3. Storm water management. Stormwater management is the effort to reduce runoff of rainwater or melted snow into streets, lawns, and other sites, and the improvement of water quality. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, it is important to avoid pollutants from contaminating the water and helps to use water more efficiently. Number 4. Air pollution prevention. Air pollution has a direct impact on water contamination, as 25% of human-induced CO2 emissions are absorbed by oceans. This pollution causes a rapid acidification of our oceans and threatens marine life and corals. Preventing air pollution is the best way to prevent this from happening. Number 5. Plastic waste reduction. 80% of plastic in our oceans is from land sources. In order to reduce the amount of plastic entering our ocean, we need to both reduce our use of plastic globally and to improve plastic waste management. Number 6. Water conservation. Without water conservation, we won't go very far. It is very central in making sure the world has better access to clean water. It means being aware that water is scarce, taking care of it accordingly, and managing it responsibly.
It is our collective duty to not only generate awareness regarding factors that led to environmental issues, but also implement the required action. Students can play a major role in directing the attention of public and government bodies to consume eco-friendly products and devise solutions to protect the environment.